What is up, you guys? My name is ShawKill, and this is part 3 of the SRS live that happened on Saturday, 5/20/2017. Just want to put out there, if you guys do enjoy this kind of content, make sure you like and let me know in the comments. If you have questions, comments, anything like that, just let me know. And next time we do something like this, if you do enjoy, I'll be able to answer your questions then. And or if you show up to the live stream, we can also do that too. We can have you answer the questions live and I'll answer you directly. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for enjoying the video, and I'll see you guys later. Recursion87 asks the question, how do you handle anxiety or your personality? Okay, so how does my personality specifically handle anxiety, stress, nervousness, and speedruns? As an example, hands shaking during pillars. I mainly deal with it. Most of the time, my body, probably the biggest one that I have is when I'm really tense and I'm really, like, what's that word? Where you're, like, in the moment, right? When you're in that moment, my biggest thing is I breathe really heavily, and that's because of a heart condition I have. And also my hands kind of shake, but at the same time, like, my main thought process that goes through my head when I do it is, okay, I have this run, I'm this far in, I cannot fuck up, right? That's the one thing I think. And as long as I stay focused and I can, like, control myself, then we'll be good throughout the rest of the run. If I don't, well, that sucks. A lot of other parts of it is also practice and being able to run it as much as I have. And just playing the game as much as I have and knowing my limits is better than not. So, best to practice, best to get, you know, your practice in to be able to kind of get you through I can't even talk. Get you through the problems in the future and, like, your stress and your anxiety. I think probably the biggest one is running a bunch of them and just having that down feeling of not getting the run that you want to have, especially if you're doing random. That's probably one of the worst when it comes to stress, because you're sitting there resetting every single time, and it's boring. It really is. And most of it comes from, like, me wanting to be able to give you guys entertainment, and knowing that every single time, like, every 10 minutes I have to reset a run, and having you guys watch a load screen, that just, it hurts me more than running the run, to be honest. So that's probably one of the worst when it comes to handling anxiety, stress, or nervousness, or anything like that. I'm not necessarily nervous. I've been doing this for a long time, so I kind of get over that. I kind of joke about things if I die or stupid shit. So I just have fun with it, really, when it comes to that stuff. And then when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, I just have to go straight focus mode and kind of ignore you guys, but at the same time look over, glance, kind of see what you guys are saying, if there's anything important. If it's nothing important whatsoever, I just take it out of my head. So that's how that one works. Good question, Recursion. Good question. Next one is Erman. E-E-R-R-M-A-N. Erman. The question is, I've heard that maintaining speed in the jungle avoids monster spawns and makes the jungle viable. What are your techniques for ensuring safe exploration? This is one that I've had for a long time. Back in 1.2, I figured this out a long time ago, and I absolutely love this route and this strat. And the strat is called 1600 by 900. Literally, that's what the strat is. All you gotta do is you gotta make your window 1600 by 900 aspect ratio, exactly straight across. All pixels are 1600 by 900. What this ensures is when you have 100% zoom and you're running it at that window, the bottom of your world is the safest place to drop to before you take damage. So if you don't see any land at the bottom of your window, you're going to take damage, right? It also helps when you're running stuff like the magic carpet or the cloud in a bottle or anything with, like, a double jump or some sort of security in terms of getting down into this area. That makes it better for you. But the 1600 by 900, I love it so much. It's great. The other one that I have is block jumping, which is very simple. You just place a block underneath you, and most of the time it'll protect you. You can use that for jumping across caverns. You can use that for jumping up. You can use that for going down. You can use it for anything. If you have a really high cavern that you need to go up into, and you know it's going to take, like, if you were to build straight up with rope, it's going to take you, like, 400, and you're, like, in the jungle.
Instead of doing that, why don't you just place like 10 blocks down and now you're up there. So it's a little bit quicker to get up and down using block jumping than it is to use like rope. So that's a good question. Thank you very much, Airman, for that question. Sarah Rosa says, what should your go-to weapon be for Wall of Flesh? Okay, Sarah Roses, and that is the question. If it's a go-to weapon and you want security in your run, you kill the queen bee and you get the bee's knees. That is absolute security. It's probably the best one. If you want the fastest route and just to get through and just kill Wall of Flesh as fast as you possibly can, dynamite. That should be your go-to weapon for the fastest route. I can't think of anything else faster. Really, I cannot. Everything else takes time to build, so those should be your two big ones. Bee's knees with bee nades or your dynamite strat. Very, very simple. Good question. Next one is DJ Nothing is the user. And the question is, why is Summoner not viable in speedrunning? Building straight Summoner in speedrunning is not good. Having a summon weapon with you just to have one extra summon just to add extra damage is good. Just because you're going to be running stuff like ranged, melee, and magic, where if you can get in that extra tick of damage with running a projectile that will get destroyed as soon as it hits, like for instance regular wooden arrows or frostbite arrows, or not something like what's that one arrow, like jester arrows or something like that. If you're running stuff that when you hit them they will take damage from it no matter what else is on them, not piercing weapons or anything like that, then running a summon with your basic setup is better in terms of damage and it allows you to get through the game faster than not. Summoning has its viabilities, but running full summons and trying to just only use summons is a bad idea. So there's the answer to that one. Thank you, DJ Nothing, for that question. Aegis Sister is the user, and this question is, if one wants to gain items from the queen bee, what is the best pre-queen bee setup to defeat it? That is called a route. You gotta love it. This is actually the first route that I've been given and asked about, so here's the route for you guys. If you're going normal mode, you're gonna want to run a snowball cannon, and you want to get quite a bit of snowballs, believe it or not. And then from there, you'll just run straight to queen bee, and then from there, if you get the queen bee spawn right there, make sure you get a bomb with the slime and throw it underneath the queen bee's base. If you can, throw it next to it or something. Don't throw it right on top because you'll destroy the queen bee spawner. And then as soon as you do that, the bomb will destroy it and spawn the queen bee. And while it's doing that setup, you can teleport back home and fight queen bee at your base spawn instead of having to fight it in the jungle. So, snowball cannon and that's for normal. If you're going to run expert mode, make sure you don't need Hermes boots. You can run it though. Just make sure you're faster and you can get over to the jungle faster. Other than that, snowball cannon's the same thing. Run that. You're going to need to get a gravitation potion, head up into the clouds, and find a shiny red balloon. And you're going to need a double jump. Either the blizzard in the bottle double jump or the cloud in the bottle. It doesn't matter. Sandstorm's kind of overkill. You might kill yourself with it unless you get a lucky horseshoe. And then from there, once you get those, you get yourself over to the jungle, and you can get the queen bee spawn, do the same exact thing, bring it back home, and then you're going to have to do nothing but dodging the entire time because it shoots a lot more stuff, and you're going to need pierce stuff to deal with for the bees. I recommend shurikens, and that's pretty much the best way to do it. So, good question. That is considered a route question, so perfect question for that.